Good morning. Welcome to Okie Built Autos. I'm heading off to work now. And it is bloody hot out. I got most of my parts in for my vacuum tester. Once I get all the parts for it, I'm going to build it. And I'll probably record the building of it and show you how to use it. But I might actually have to wait a little bit longer for that video because I still got to purchase a couple more parts for it. Like I need to get a air gun tip. I don't think I'm going to do a U-turn here. It's Tuesday. Traffic's usually pretty bad trying to get out. But since I fixed the misfire in the engine, I have quite a bit more power. I'm not really afraid to go anymore. But anyways, what I was saying about the vacuum tester is I need to get a air gun tip, and I've also got to go to Sonex and get a, what is it, a vacuum plate. Basically it's just a thick piece of plexiglass and a rubber gasket that comes with it. If you just use regular plexiglass, you'll have to use some kind of a grease to hold the vacuum. And then you'll obviously have to clean that grease off afterwards. And I'm willing to spend the, I think, $10. Of course, plus shipping and handling. I haven't got the shipping and handling pricing yet, but I think it's like $10 or $11 for the plate and that little special gasket. Once I get those parts in, I'll be able to show you how to do it. But I do not need those two pieces to build the vacuum tester. Whenever I do shoot the video on how to assemble it, I'll put a link in the description for all the parts that I used. All the parts can be purchased from Amazon, except for the vacuum plate. I did not order the tips from Amazon, even though I probably could. I think whenever I get to work, I'll look online, see if I can order those parts. But I already know I have to go through Sonex, or a Sonex dealer, I should say. I actually do know a Sonex dealer, B&I Torque Converter. So I might give them a call on Thursday morning. That'll be my actual day off. Wednesday I'm actually taking off early. Because my body's really starting to hurt. I'm just really waking up really tired all the time. Last night I did 43,323 steps. I averaged 30 inches stride whenever I'm working. I'm only 5'5", 6'7". So a 30-inch stride is a long stride for my height. And anywho, I did the math on it and came up with 20.5 miles. That's what I walked last night. And that's actually pretty average for me, especially doing my new job at Amazon. That's about what I average. Since I'm at a stoplight, I'm going to go ahead and start getting ready for work. What I mean by that is getting my radio put on, getting my identification put on, my vest. Because where I work, I need to have a vest on, because I never know if I'm going to go inside of a restricted area. You're only allowed to be in there if you're wearing a high visibility vest. That's just because you could get ran over. And at Amazon, safety's number one. Yeah, safety's number one. Could fool me. There's so many things that we do there that's not safe at all. But yeah, safety's number one. As I roll my eyes. Now I've only been in the area that I'm at now for about, this is I think my 5th week. Hello, trucker. I guess someone needed to get over. Lovely. Anyways, I've only been there for about 5 weeks. After 6 days, I had already made what's called a process guide, or in ShipDoc, it's actually called a ZC, or zone control, which is basically a leadership position. Next thing that I'm going to go for is what's called a ship clerk. After I get ship clerk, I do it for 6 months or so. I'll apply for a process assistant position. That one actually comes with a raise. But all the other extra stuff that I do right now does not come with a raise or anything like that. But the fact that I do it shows I have the initiative to do the PA position. I did delete the video footage from yesterday. I was talking about the same stuff yesterday on my way to work. There's I'll just say that the video quality or audio quality wasn't all there. I'd like to get another microphone. Get off my ass. I'd like to get another microphone for this camera. Unfortunately, from what I've seen, the Akaso external microphones are the only ones that work on this camera without modifying it. And from what I understand, I think, $10. But it's also not a wireless type that I want to get. I have a wireless microphone at the house that I do not use. I used it a couple times with my other camera that I have. The problem that I had with it is it would actually make the footage, the video itself, just go black. You had a black screen. So I quit using it. I lost a lot of footage that way. I've got another transmission in the back of my vehicle right now. There's not really going to be much of a teardown video on that one. As the guy that I purchased it from had already started tearing it down. I did not get a reverse drum with it. I thought I had another reverse drum input piston, or applied piston I should say, to go along with it, but I did not. What I had was the carrier for the forward input drum. That's the extra parts that I have, and I also have the low reverse piston as well. I've already got all my new parts for the transmission that I'm currently building. This morning I got all those parts cleaned up. Got another sun shell. Basically I have everything to rebuild another transmission. I've got to go by O'Reilly's and grab more paint. I need more primer. I need more black paint. Most people seem to buy the transmissions whenever I paint them black. I tried doing a blue transmission, and that one sat around for a week. Granted, it's a Chevy transmission. I painted it Ford blue. So I guess kind of threw some people for a loop. I don't know, I might try Chevy orange. See if someone buys it that way. And I think I will do Chevy orange this time. Grab a couple cans of that because it takes about 2 cans of paint to paint one of these transmissions. I usually do maybe 1 to 2 coats of primer, and then I do 3 coats of whatever color I'm spraying it with. I try to paint it while it's empty. So I'll assemble the case, bell housing, tail housing, pan. I'll assemble all that. started karate when she was 6 years old. She's actually been physically training since she was 4. That's whenever I started actually training her physically. Get her prepared for karate as far as exercises and whatnot. Since I was already in karate prior to her being born. I was always able to help her out with her katas. Always train her one belt ahead for the katas. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to put together the transmission I'm currently building yet. I thought I had all the parts, and I just now remembered I still have one more part coming in from eBay. And that is a 5-pinion planetary gear for the rear. If y'all remember one of my other videos for the teardown video, you notice that I was excited that I had 5-pinion planetary gear. Unfortunately, in the back, they just had a regular 4-pinion. So now I have an extra 4-pinion planetary gear to put into another transmission, if it's bad or not. I don't always put 5 pinions in, but I'll be able to sell this transmission for a little bit more because it does have 5-pinion planetary gears. Essentially what I'm doing is making it into a 4L65 or 70E. If y'all ever wonder what the numbers mean, like 4L60E, the 4 represents the number of gears that you have. The L is for linear, front to back. If you have the T, that means that it's a transaxle, basically. And the 60, or the less number, refers to the number of foot-pounds of torque it can handle. So 60 is 600 foot-pounds of torque, 65, 650, 700, and then your 4L80 is 800. The E obviously stands for electronics, or electrical. So it's electrically controlled. Instead of mechanically controlled, like the 4L60. And by 4L60, I'm talking about the old 700R4. You can either call it the 700R4 or 4L60. They are one and the same. I did not work on those transmissions at all. I probably should, but I just don't get enough people looking for them. I have plenty of people looking for the 4L60E though. Time to start slowing down. Alright, my guy. Yeah, I'm going around you. You're doing well below speed limit. Speed limit is 60 miles an hour. He's probably doing 45. Right now I'm doing 60. Ugh. I haven't decided if I'm going to rebuild the transmission that I have in the back right now. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that yet. I might. Or I might just keep it for parts. Like planetary gears, stuff like that. The housing, valve body. I have most of the parts for it. I do need to look at the separator plate though, see if it's any good. If it's good, then I'm going to keep it. And if second gear is beat through, I'm probably going to just trash it. Well, I say trash it. I'm not going to actually trash it. It's going to go into my scrap bin. I started a scrap bin now because I'm getting a lot more metal parts that I'm tossing. And the wife asked me if I recycle or take it to a metal recycling place. I'm like, no. So I probably should. Like, okay, I'll start doing that from now on. Of course, the case itself is just aluminum. Still heavy. The rest of the parts are metal or steel. Or I guess be pot metal. Some of it. I think that's what the center support is made out of, is pot metal. I'm not too certain what the center support ring, inner race I should say, is made out of. After I got, change the subject, after I got all my parts cleaned up for the other transmission that I'm rebuilding, I went ahead and tore apart the input sprag assembly to look at the bearings or bushings. Yeah, the brass bushing that's in it, just to see if they replaced that or not. Did not look like they did. So I went ahead and replaced the entire thing. I replaced both the washers. Yeah, both the washers. And also the sprag assembly itself. I replaced that sprag with a double cage sprag. A little bit stronger unit. I think that I got it from BNI Torque Converter, but I could be wrong. That might have been one that I got from Amazon. And I did get that done, reassembled. So whenever I do the assembly video, I won't be taking apart that assembly. I probably should take it off just to show that I do have it in there. That way whoever buys my transmission can review the video and see exactly what I've done to the transmission itself, minus replacing the bushings. I don't really see a point in showing how to do that. If y'all really want to know how to change out those bushings, just leave a comment in the description below, or not description, but just leave a comment saying that you'd like to see it. And I'll see about making a video on replacing the bushings. If not, I can refer you to another video where they do show how to do it. without bearing drivers or bushing drivers, anything like that. I can go ahead and do that now, actually. The person that I watched to rebuild my first transmission is Transmission Bench. That guy's awesome. He taught me a lot. Excuse me, I'm about to sneeze. Excuse me. I am learning how to rebuild the 4L80E transmission right now. I have his videos, Transmission Bench videos, for it. Unfortunately, those videos are not on YouTube from him. You will have to go to transmissionbench.com and order it from him, and it'll get shipped to you on a flash drive. I do not know how long the actual video is, because I haven't watched it all. I can probably tell you it's at least 8 hours long. Of course you want over. You can't get over whenever everyone else is getting over. No, you gotta wait till the last freaking minute and cut everybody off, slow down traffic. I hate people. So this section of the road is main reason why I started carrying this camera. Just in case someone decides to wreck into me over here. I have video footage of it. It's a shame that I have to do that. I also carry a Walther PDP 9mm, the compact one. Oh, what an a-hole. Literally, the guy jumped over into this lane, and then he just got out of this lane and into the other one to go northbound instead of southbound. And then we all get cut off again by someone else wanting to go south, but didn't want to wait in the line. It doesn't matter if I wait in this line or not. So I don't have to be at work until 6:30. That's when I have to clock in. And it is 5:30 right now. 5:30 p.m. To me, it's 5 in the morning. I was up at 3:30. So y'all's normal time, I'm up at 3:30 in the morning. I go to bed between 7 and 8 a.m. So it's p.m. for me. Oh yeah. I'm also about to officially be a business. I already have another business already. It's an electrical business. It's called Chris's Electrical Services Incorporated. And my new business that I am making is going to be called Okie Built Autos Incorporated. And basically what I'm going to do there is sell transmissions. And it's also going to be a way for me to write off a lot of my parts and tools that I use. Alright, why did you get over like that? I thought maybe he was trying to miss something there for a minute, but I guess not. I was about to start following him, depending on what I seen. But I've invested a lot of money into getting tools and whatnot to do this kind of work. I invested in the tools to also modify my vehicle and work on my own vehicles. So it's going to help me out having that business, as I'll be able to actually write off most of the cost of the parts for my projects. I asked a tax professional about it, and he told me that he doesn't recommend doing it because it's just a hobby. But as long as I am putting out product and actually starting to turn a profit, then it's well worth doing. And I already do turn a profit, so it only makes sense to go ahead and do it. I literally have no overhead except for my parts, the electricity, internet. I don't really use my phone service, I guess. I use the internet on the phone to sell my products and to communicate with customers. I only advertise on Facebook to do it. So I could write off part of my internet bill for that, my phone bill, because you gotta have the phone to do the job. I also edit videos on my computer, so I'll write off that computer. I had purchased a iMac. I don't remember what version it is, but it's like a built-in system, I guess. There is no tower to it. The screen is the computer, and it just has a mouse and a wireless keyboard that comes with it. I believe it attaches to the computer via Bluetooth. But it was not a cheap computer at all. The only reason why I went with a Macintosh is because I wanted the storage, I wanted the performance, and also because I was going to be doing videos. I was going to be editing videos and everything else on it. Now I know that Macintosh is good for doing stuff like that. However, the Macintosh did not like my other camera that I had. The original camera I've been shooting my videos with, I had to upload all the videos onto a laptop that I have for tuning my vehicle, or even just using it as a scan tool whenever my other scan tool does not want to connect to a vehicle. I'll plug in the HP tuners to it. I probably could find out which cylinder was misfiring with my scan tool. I just don't know how to do that yet. I haven't played with it enough. I already know how to find that information out using HP tuners. So I use it over the other scan tool. Whenever I was actually taking out the transmissions, rebuilding them, and reinstalling them into customers' vehicles, I would scan their vehicle prior to pulling the transmission just to see if there is any kind of codes or anything like that. And I'd probably say 8 out of 10 times, the scan tool would not even connect to their vehicle. I'm actually going to have my first customer come back to me. One that I had actually installed the transmission on. He's telling me that it's having the same problems now. I think it's been probably 2 months now since I've seen that vehicle. I'll have to go back through my videos on YouTube and find out, because I upload those videos pretty much the day after I get done with them. Like I was saying, the camera that I was using at the time did not like the Macintosh, so I had to upload everything on the little laptop. And whenever I was doing that, the upload time was outrageous. A 48-minute video would take 4 hours to upload. That's not even uploading, that's just saving it. Take 4 hours. And then it would actually start uploading after it's saved. And why the thing needs to save the video, I don't know. Maybe it's saving the edited parts of it. Who knows what it's actually saving. Yeah. But yeah. Now, a 48-minute video on the Macintosh, that is 15 minutes. So I can upload videos in pretty much one night now without having to keep an eye on it. Pretty nice. Well, I'm finally at work. I will see y'all tonight whenever I start the recording again for my nightly drive home. Well, night for most people, but it's actually early morning because I get off work at 5 in the morning. I'll see y'all in the next one. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so whenever I do upload a video, you'll get notified. YouTube doesn't always like to notify everybody, so hitting that bell does help out a lot. Each subscriber does help me out, so please subscribe if you are not. And if you are already subscribed, thank you very much. I appreciate you a lot. Bye. Well, I'm not going straight home. One of my co-workers asked me if I'd join them for breakfast. It's their last day here, so I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. Mainly wanted someone to join her so she wouldn't leave early today. Yeah, I'll do that. Even though I'm going to be dead tired. I really won't be that much tired. More tired than what I usually am. Asked me to go to a restaurant called Perry's. At first I was just like, where's that? And then after looking it up online, I was like, oh, okay, I know this restaurant. Nice turn signal, asshole. It's like, okay, I know this restaurant. It's been, heck, 10, maybe 11 years since I've been to this restaurant. I used to eat here quite often, actually. But I quit eating here for lunch for 2 reasons. One, I don't work on this side of town much anymore as an electrician. 2, the waitress that used to work here left, and she was the main reason why you came here. You could walk in and she would pretty much have your drinks all ready, set out on the table that you usually sit at. She's one of those types. Great woman. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and head inside now and wait. Time to go home. 6 a.m. What's the best way to get home? Had a pretty good breakfast. Chicken fried steak and eggs. Alright, come on. Thank you. Oh man, this thing's... It's been a long time since I've been down here. I don't remember which roads actually go to the highway anymore. Like I said, it's been about a decade since I've been down here. Chicken fried steak and eggs with pancakes, hash browns, and some company. I think about a dozen of us showed up. Does not really give you a whole lot of time to get over here. 601 technically. Get over here because it's one of the lanes that I can be in to get onto the Kilpatrick. The lane off to my right with the semi in it can either take 44 or it can head straight onto State Highway 152, which is actually where I'm heading right now, 152, and that'll take me to Kilpatrick. Pretty much take this every day. If you don't have a Pike Pass, they take a picture of your plate and send you a bill through the mail, and it's usually twice. Maybe it's like 2 1/4 times the normal price that you pay if you have a Pike Pass and you prepay. I put $40 on it, and I think it lasts me a month and a half, maybe, depending on how many times I take it, because Kilpatrick also takes me on the other side of town as well, and I sometimes use that for work. You'll notice that I really don't listen to music while I'm driving. Part of the reason is the radio in this thing sucks. 2, I don't want any kind of copyright. If I ever do post this onto YouTube. Like I mentioned in one of my other videos on here, I generally just reformat the memory card. Man, go get them. Go get the cops for me, buddy. So you seen how fast he passed me. I'm doing 10 over. other transmissions that I've been selling, I always have people that want to buy the transmission, but they just don't have the cash right then and there. But they still hit me up. And whenever I do sell a transmission, I archive my conversations. And I hit up the people that missed out on the last transmission, let them know, hey, I got another transmission ready to go, best price. And I've sold them that way. Didn't even have to post it on Facebook. Just go through and find people that want the transmission. There's people that want it to be 4x4, and then the rest of them want it rear-wheel drive. Which is fine with me, because all of them that I've been getting have been rear-wheel drive, and none of them have needed it converted to 4x4 yet. I talked to one guy on Facebook. He has a transmission right now. It's a 4x4, and he told me he needs it converted to rear-wheel drive. I'm like, okay, I can do that for you. So I'll sell you one of my transmissions. I'll take yours off your hand. I'll sell it to you for $850. $800 covers the transmission itself. The extra $50 will buy me another output shaft, so I can convert it either direction. I have a 4x4 output shaft at the house. I got a junk rear-wheel drive output shaft that's in my scrap bin. Not going to use it because it is junk. What makes it junk is the reluctor wheel for the speed sensor is messed up. It happened whenever the rear of the case cracked and that output shaft struck the speed sensor. I know on the camera it looks pretty bright out, but it's not that bright. It is off in the distance, so it's getting brighter. Like I was saying, one of my customers that I just sold a transmission to, he has a buddy, and he might be interested in my transmission. This other guy that bought my transmission, he wants another one of my transmissions, and he also wants me to build a 4L80 transmission for him. And its engine's putting out 1,000 horsepower. So I gotta build a transmission that can withstand 1,100 foot-pounds of torque. And that's just to be on the safe side, because I'm expecting his engine to actually be putting out around 900 foot-pounds of torque. Just from what he's told me about the engine. He doesn't know the actual torque numbers yet. Alright, are you needing over or what? I'll just go ahead and get over. Or y'all can get on if y'all need to. Alright, that works for me. No sudden jump over. I hate it when people just suddenly get over. The guy transmission. He put it in Sunday, and he's already driven to Kansas and back. He said that he put it in Sunday, waited a couple hours for some odd reason, I don't know, and then took it on a 6-hour test drive. It's like, okay. I told him, like, change out the fluid, change out the oil filter after the first 1,000 miles, and then after that 30,000 miles after. So after that first 1,000, then you do it 30,000 after that every single time. That's just a rule of thumb. If you're using full synthetic, you don't really have to change it out every 30,000. But that's just the old school mentality. Change it out every 30. I honestly should change out the filter and the fluid in this transmission. As whenever I swapped over the transmission to this vehicle, I did not swap out the filter. I just did the fluid and that was it. And unfortunately, there's 3 major killers to your transmission: heat, not changing out your filter, and not changing your fluid. Heat is one other reason why I'm putting a oil cooler on my transmission. If you do not have an external oil cooler, I recommend you get one. As if your engine overheats a lot, that's going to overheat your transmission too. Lake Oberholzer. I know y'all didn't really see it, but it was off to my right. Which means I'm roughly halfway home. Oh, there goes Summer Moon. Good coffee place. Dutch Brothers isn't too bad. I'm not much of a Scooters fan if you have one around you. So I don't know, it just tastes burnt to me. I'm not much of a Starbucks fan either. I haven't really been a Starbucks fan since we got a Summer Moon over here. After I tasted their coffee, I'm just like, yeah, that's where I'm going from now on. Oh man, I need to take my shoe off, take my ankle brace off. Got bad enough to where I had to wear an ankle brace today. Even after all the stretching and everything that I've done. Ow. What time is it? 6:16. I'm actually making pretty good time. As I should be coming up on Wilshire exit soon. And then the next exit after that is my exit for Northwest Expressway. used to have my address actually posted on my YouTube channel until I started actually selling stuff. I decided to take it down. The only customers that's ever been to my actual house are the ones that drop off their vehicles. For obvious reasons. Otherwise, when I'm just selling transmissions, I meet up with them at another destination. Usually I meet up at a Brahms. I like to grab a shake while I'm waiting on them. I had one guy that kept telling me he'll be there in 20 minutes, he'll be there in 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, it was an hour just sitting there waiting on the guy. When he showed up, he tried to lowball me. He's like, I've only got $600 on me. I'm like, no, we agreed upon $800. You said okay to it. I was expecting you to bring me $800 for this transmission. Well, I ended up selling it to someone else for $800. And I blocked the other guy, so he can't even ask me for another one. So I don't do business that way. A lot of people try to lowball me all the time. It's like, look, dude, the parts are not cheap. They're really not. Especially the parts that I use. I leave a description of all the parts that I use in my transmission in the description. And then I send them the video of the rebuild. That way they know what they are getting. They can actually physically watch me do it. Uh-oh. Just got an email from Harbor Freight. Trying to be a kid in a candy store. You know, I'll look at it when I get home. It was really hard not to go by there and actually purchase one of the winches. I've been eyeballing their Badlands winches for a while. But every time that they have it on sale, I just don't have the cash to buy it. Or I have other things to purchase that are more important at the time. The winch is just a want. It's not a need. I have a way of pulling vehicles into my garage that are disabled. I had that in my garage for a while now. What I use is a boat winch. It's only rated for 3,500 pounds. But using a couple pulleys, I'm good. I use 2 different pulleys. One of the pulleys is on the hook itself. And I have different anchor points bolted into my garage floor. And I can use that to extend the steel cable out far enough to get to where I need to go. And even if that's not long enough, have a snatch rope and also a ratchet strap that I can do. Now the ratchet strap that I have is, I think, 3 inches thick. It's a thick one, so it can hold some weight. I forgot what its working load was, but it was more than the vehicle's weight, so that's why I use it. Man, it looks really bright on the camera. I'm amazed, but it's not that bright. Huh. That's just amazing at how bright it looks on the screen. So I finally went through the settings and made it to where I can see what's going on at all times instead of it going black on me, which is a screensaver. Y'all probably hear the transmission in the background. That's the transmission that's almost disassembled completely. The guy has the valve body removed. He removed the input drums and got stuck at the output shaft, which I'm not surprised about that at all, as you gotta have a special type of snap ring pliers to get that off. I do not recommend you get the angled ones. They're garbage. That's the first ones that I bought. Oh, I'm finally home. I will catch y'all on the next one.